This time it should work. Okay, are we all ready?
Mm-hmm.
Good.
Should I count some?
Yes. Redspark, count.
3, 2, 1, go.
Cool.
Pyro Spy checking
yeah.
around.
So I went to Trontra and then that Pyro kind of ruined everything, so I don't really get in here with enough cloak and it. Yeah.
Oh,
That was
The Pyro kind of ruined everything by doing that. Yeah.
Well, it was a good play of Pyro, to be fair, to like do that.
Yeah, no, it was.
It was out of there, so he was checking.
Last time I went left and just like Max was just strafing all over the place, so it didn't really work. So that time I thought I'd go mid. I had a quick Latronja just for you, Max. I did like I got down to 70 health, so not that much. Yeah, okay, this time I go left. And yeah, this is what I meant about when I went left.
So risky, just walking where demo pipe spams.
But I basically figured that getting like the most impact at the start was really important, and if their combo was going to hold in house, then without a Pyro, then you can technically do that. So I did that the first round and the second round. I got the heavy the first time.
I'm surprised the mate didn't decide to look.
And then in the third game, I changed it up and went for the sentry instead because I was fairly sure they wouldn't let me in that house again.
Well, why is the Pyro not in there with him? I thought
because the Pyro is babysitting the sentry. I don't know. You saw him down on tracks.
None of them. I don't know.
Yeah, I can't. If we ever hold that, I kind of float between them.
Yeah.
Well, I don't understand how none of them even heard you declare.
No, well, you'd be surprised with comms and stuff. I mean, they're probably just going push, 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 push in the comms, weren't they?
Yeah, they're well, they have a hacker heavy, so it's
Get back, sucker.
And then I get fucking
this is an interesting
stuck here.
Spot.
Yeah, I don't know why they did this.
Then the med dies to T-10.
And it's called that the engine's been killed, so I just sat there.
Not the pity shooter.
I shouldn't have.
I have absolutely no idea why you decided to pistol that.
Well, exactly. In hindsight, I didn't need to pistol it because the engine was dead, so the sentry was dead. So there was no need to funny about. But hey. But yeah, you know, med pick in the sentry kill basically lets us get into second for free.
How do you lose this game?
Yeah, you'll see. We really shouldn't have lost this. You'll see. It's quite a long demo, I think. I can't remember how long it is. It's 25 minutes.
Oh yes, I didn't know.
So obviously see that spy call it out.
Joel's not even going to
Scream at
down
the
medics like that's about this.
I'm just moving the cart up once the scout wasn't on it.
I do like this approach. I imagine going on like barrels.
Well, no, they were getting out, so I thought maybe I'd decloak and start shooting the heavy, but then they just left and the soldier came in from the side. That was really dumb. I should have looked left. I don't know why I didn't. Anyway, changing off Latronja now, so I don't need it anymore.
The soldier.
Still got my fucking filthy unusual on, thanks to Billy.
It's bad. Not that bad.
The cushy.
It's filth.
Better than nothing.
Yeah, it's true. It's
Better than nothing. I didn't wear my usual.
I don't really know what.
You've seen this spy a lot, and have pistoled at this spy a lot.
I don't really know what he was going for. I was going to try and get the sniper on the right there, but the soldier's already done it. And then I too goofed.
You just sort of like showed yourself for no reason. Or you can make him drop conch if you. No. He already dropped it.
So now I've got no cloak, so I'm just being a little bit wary.
Yeah, the demo.
Yeah, Max saw me,
well.
so I'm just getting the fuck out because I'm not going to fanny around with hardly any cloak here. It's really not worth it.
Although you going back in again, there is an ammo kit below you.
Yeah. I don't know. That was a bad choice. I think what I was going for was just cloaking up to peak and see what there was, and then the demo kind of came forward, so I thought maybe I could decloak behind him, but he backed off. Right, as my cloak ran out. I don't know. I don't think that was a disastrous.
We came for the box.
With the lack of cloak that you had, it probably would have been better to take a step out and just sort of like regain some of your cloak meter. Maybe
I agree,
maybe drop tracks and gone behind them or something, because that would have given you more time to regain your cloak.
With the respawn time, it doesn't really matter that you've died so much.
I mean, here again, I'd probably say drop down to cart, like the end of.
Oh, this I get hammed down by the heavy. Yeah. I was thinking, there's nothing I can fucking do.
Big hacker heavy with the hacking gloves.
The hacking gloves of bitey bread.
So that was a really good crit.
Yeah. I mean, I called the crits. I was checking their med gun at the start of every life. I called the crits really early.
Checking to see if anyone else is there, so you can see if you can take the tally.
I should have reset that car, but I think I was going for the sniper.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely go for the sniper. I'll do. And pick up his ammo. Nope. You could have picked up his
plenty of ammo around here. Absolutely shit tons. This never really works. This approach, I don't really like it. I decloak the medic just like looks right.
It doesn't really work when the Pyro is checking.
Yeah. This is funny. Like this engineer isn't using the Wrangler, so I'm just shouting at people to spam it because he's not wrangling. and we do eventually get this.
The chip shot.
It just takes.
You're putting out quite a lot of pressure onto it.
It takes me quite a while, but the soldier eventually. You can see people spam now. There we go. We get it.
Yeah.
Get it there. But it was really weird. I don't know why he wasn't just wrangling.
I find that it's kind of funny. Like you're never gonna. You're never really gonna find a situation where that's gonna actually be like an alright play, but it kind of was there. I feel like you maybe spent a little bit too long doing it though. Maybe you could have rotated.
Maybe waited to see them, so to fire a rocket and try and sync up with them.
You seem to have a very focus on the cart this game, and then you get stabbed.
Well, it's such a long map, like such a long map that if the cart isn't moving, then you can easily you can win a point like we have just now, and then they can just walk back in and retake it because the cart has only moved halfway.
Yeah.
So I spend quite a lot of time just like resetting and pushing the cart to make sure it's never going backwards or like.
I feel like the only one who actually likes Borneo. I fucking love Borneo.
No, I've decided after this game that I like it.
I really enjoy Borneo personally.
It's okay.
I think people. I don't know. A lot of people hate it, to be fair, but I really like it. Like especially, I especially do like it for Pyro as well.
So I call it. They've got 95%.
Nice for heavy, I think.
They go behind us, and I'm just like, well, I'll go for the sniper. There's nothing really else I can do here.
Yeah. You can chase down the sniper. That'll be fine. That lag it.
So yeah, I mean, this is just going to be me gesturing around.
They'll probably rotate around here, decloak on the corner, get them. Okay.
Yeah, and then I fucking lag the balls out and just end up dying to the heavy. I really didn't mean to. It's just I couldn't move.
whatever you did, you did enough damage to him to let Divi.
I mean, I hit 5 pistols.
Did they make flashes and you crit stuff in the face, the button?
Yeah, I think he did because that was it was a crit button knife. I was just thinking that myself. Yeah. So the medic flashed me.
Yeah, he flashed you.
I wonder why he flashed crit. What a stupid thing to do. Oh well, whatever. He won't do that again.
I guess maybe he probably just panic clicked on you.
Yeah. No, I got flashed with a couple of Ubers this game actually.
That's a spy in the corner there.
He just like hangs around for ages. He's got Deadbringer as it happens. Yeah. Now last point's always quite difficult with invis. There's not a huge amount you can do. There's an ammo pack which spawns here, which is fine.
It should spawn the time. Yeah, don't.
You don't call him out to the scout or anything, Joel? No, you don't.
That should be an easy pick.
And then I decloak right in front of the entry, so I'm like, nope. And then the scout, and I'm like, nope.
And then definitely should have cloaked here.
Possibly. I mean, we're pushing last. It's kind of useful just to distract anyone you can. This is the game, by the way. So we cap these 3 points in 6:22 and see how long it takes us to get last. Incidentally, then we had 100% Uber. They had 0% crits, and we Ubered in and didn't get the point. Which was kind of I don't really understand. I don't really get it.
I mean, you barely even got the cart.
Yeah, like no one pushed it. I think that's the main issue is the fact that no one was really on the cart here. So the cart's about to go back in 5 seconds. What I probably should have done is just decloak next to it here. Yeah, but we'll just have to leave. Yeah, here we go. Now I reset the cart.
Just taking a beeline for
Unfortunately, decloak right in front of the. I mean, this is the invis. Like, you run out of cloak in some situations, and there's not, like, you know. There's not really a huge amount I could have done. I could have probably just run straight out of the big door at the bottom. But
would have been better if you just didn't bump the sniper and just decloaked and killed him. But
Joel, when you have like half cloak left, you walk past like this sapper thing, get cloak off them to pick them up.
Possibly. I don't know. I might have just missed it.
Joel does tend to have a syndrome of missing floor metal.
Oh, but yeah,
floor metal is best metal.
Floor metal.
I'm just missing all the shots here.
Yeah, that's the Joel we know and love.
Then I hit like I really wish I'd hit that backstab, and then we would have probably won right here, because Max wouldn't have killed me with the caver.
From the demo, it looked like you maybe should have hit it. But
yeah, I don't know. From my this is my POV, so this isn't actually Source TV. So I'm sure on Source TV I was looking at me, but yeah, no. If I'd hit that backstab, we'd have probably won right there. Unfortunately.
Maybe not. Everyone just jumped on
again, pistoling with the spy. A real black work.
Like a duel.
Behind this guy.
That was a really iffy stab. Their spy, I don't know. I think they've got a new one. I can never remember who used to play spy for Unpoppable. Marnix probably knows.
Well, it was Fuzzy that played spy, and then Fuzzy that played sniper.
Yeah, Fuzzkey. Yeah. Fuzzkey is still sniper.
Fuzz.
So I think I reset the
camera. Real black worker.
Black.
We'd come in for a push, so I was trying to get the cart in there. But, if I hit that second shot,
I don't think the rest of your team seem very interested in pushing.
Pardon?
Why are you trying dead ring a push it?
Don't know. Just didn't really ever go to the Deadbringer in this game? Really?
It's a bit hard, especially with the Deadbringer, because they notice you going to the cart. Whereas you just sit behind it with the C&D or something, or the Invis, you can just
I
declare.
heard a spy jittering him, and I think you heard it as well.
Well, me and the sniper, and then the sniper starts shouting at me because I left him. I'm like, well, I don't really want to chase after this guy. Just walk straight into Charizard's flare. I don't really think that's anything of my fault so much as him getting a nice flare. Oh yeah,
You did quite like that.
and I was looking behind me as well. It was really stupid to walk into like a choke, walking backwards. It's just silly.
Not entirely sure walking up main is really the best idea.
I'm not sure if
you
that
have
plays
to cloak
I
from
think
very
again I was just going to reset the cart because I really want to keep this cart like on the precipice so that if we push in, they pause here because Max needs to type !extend and that requires them to pause apparently.
Big.
It's like the chat here is retarded.
Wow.
It's just like, yeah, okay.
Wow.
Wait.
Wow.
We was all just there like, why?
He's got to switch his keyboard into English mode.
What could have possibly happened though? Like, he could, if you got like backstabbed on those target, it'd be pretty funny.
Just do it when you're dead, surely.
Sniped.
Hey.
Oh god.
Yeah. Just loop around.
Not bad.
Yeah.
Get a nice loop on the med.
A nice little loop around.
I knew where they were standing from comms and stuff, so that
Get
was
tea time going there.
very
Aggressive.
well. And then unfortunately, Neon dies. I'm not really sure how he dies. He dies to something. He gets rushed by a scout.
Heavy turned around so
Rushed by
fast,
the
to be
scout.
honest.
Yeah, because if he hadn't died, then we'd have won here again. It's just like so many unfortunate little things happen. Like we probably could have won then, but Neon dies, and then we have to wait for a while, and now the cat's rolling backwards again.
But what team are you playing against? I don't even know they are.
Unpoppable.
Oh yeah. Just don't recognise. They're like different names and shit, it seems.
Gotta make the medal. No, why did I pick that up? Oh no, because I was going on the demo. I remember.
Wow. Razorback. Definitely cloak.
That's why I left the metal. Saved my life.
Go get the health kit.
The sniper actually doesn't
Go
notice me.
help.
No, we're pushing, man. It's much more important. Oh, it's
Go
shit.
get it.
See, told you.
You would anyway.
We were pushing. Why would I go and get a health kit during a push? It's silly. Don't be silly.
So yeah, where's the good play, Joel? You bad.
I wish it
I am
started
the best.
Razorback instead of the Demoman.
So I'm going to
Would have
see.
made it a lot more interesting.
Mission begins in 60 seconds.
Yeah, so go C&D, because obviously first point. And do much calling and things. They do a really interesting strat, because obviously it's like a fucking... I don't know why they do this. I thought it was because we capped quickly, but we didn't. Oh well. But yeah, they do something really funny.
Mission begins in
What spot are you going to choose to hide in?
One which is very
What's your
safe.
spot of choice?
I used to think the rock was good, but honestly the rock doesn't provide you anything other than just some other spots. I'm just checking items and shit now. So normally soldier rocket, see if they go direct hit, Caber to see if they're going to jump, and medgun.
mission begins in 10 seconds.
And I'm going to
Caber
get
doesn't your spot of choice.
Caber doesn't even mean
Well, I figure it gives you a good view of everything when you can't get clipped by random flares or anything. It lets you get right on top of people should you need to, as well.
I still think it's weird that people even try and Caber jump for it. Just jumping with
So they just Uber straight out of spawn, and I'm not really sure why.
What? Maybe it's an accident.
Maybe the med misclicked at that time.
I was really
Nice
annoyed.
40 damage.
Really annoyed I didn't get the backstab on that heavy. I really should have. I think I ran at him. That was the issue.
How would the
was a
fuck
very,
do you lose? Like, they just wasted an Uber.
Yeah, but the thing is, they do that and then they go crit. So I think their thinking was, if we can make them waste their Uber, then go crits, we'll build it quicker. But they're medic fed, so they don't actually get crits any quicker than we get our Uber. So on the respawn, like straight. I think I checked the Uber. Maybe I don't. Maybe I'm bad. Who knows? It's possible.
Taking that.
It's not likely, but it's possible that I'm bad. I'm sure I call out that they have crits. Maybe I'll just see it. I don't know why I came down here, but it actually ends up working fairly well, I believe. In the end. Heavy noms a sandwich down. And then goes right back in. Takes loads of spam, comes back out, and I'm like, okay. Heavy?
Yeah.
Easy peasy.
Yeah, it's not really the best play by him. I know I call the crits that they use, and I'm sure they've swapped.
He has to rely on his aim more.
Yeah. Okay, no, I didn't call it. I obviously didn't call it.
No, now you call their crits.
Yeah, no, I must not have called it. I remember calling it, but maybe I didn't.
What a really weird, interesting strategy that really didn't work. Here comes the rock decloak. Not bad.
That's nice.
Easy peasy. Tea time saves my life.
Yeah.
You get saved by the tea.
Good old tea time.
Big T.
Us teas stick together, mate.
Thanks, T. They seem really dumb and flustering around at the moment. You're just immediately taking advantage with killing them all. Oh god, the Pyro.
Yeah, I feed here. This is a big feed for nothing. Just an engineer's retreat. I started decloaking before I'd registered that the scout was there, and then as soon as I saw him, I was like, this is retarded, but I'm not going to get away if I cloak up. So I made
It's not exactly the worst thing in the world, to be fair. Like,
it's more useful if I'm hanging around, like being a constant threat to their backs, really.
yeah, obviously. Obviously, like, trading yourself on defense for someone on offense of, like, that importance isn't exactly that great.
Now I check
Not
against
the worst thing, at least you got a kill for it.
Yeah.
Tea time getting backstabbed by the real black worker.
Goddamn real black worker.
Worst spy.
We're a Russian team. I don't think there are any black people in Russia. So yeah, they come left this time, which I think I call out pretty early. Yeah. So I call it out now that they're going to push left.
And
I
I got out this little spot. It depends if the Pyro checks you or not.
He comes into check, but he just doesn't.
Wow.
Doesn't actually
Just completely
check.
misses the corner.
Yeah, doesn't check the corner.
But nice mechanics, by the way.
Yeah, I know. I missed a fairly easy step.
It's very. I don't know.
Straight backwards and managed to get the second one.
I feel like I'm sort of saying that's a nice spot if you didn't get caught, but the fact I would have been like, yeah, it's probably not the most intelligent spot in the world.
It was. Yeah. I mean, it wasn't intelligent or anything, but it's probably a risk worth taking. When honestly, because I didn't have the cloak nor the mobility to get to somewhere better.
It's been nearly getting you so much. It's been so close this whole game, so close, but just not quite. Oh dear, oh my, oh
absolute load of shit here. I was wondering if that soldier had seen me, but I'm fairly sure he was more focused on the scout. And I'm now fairly confident that he's going to come back this way in a matter of minutes. There you go. Matter of minutes, matter of seconds. So I get a nice easy clean up step on
You get some nice little bit of extra metal.
And just call out their crits. And now I'm like, well, I'm going to go on the medic if you guys can pressure from the front. But, yeah. I'm guessing he heard the decloak because.
I don't know, he might have just been spy checking there, to be fair. I mean, just before a crit is a pretty predictable time for a spy to come in, so.
It is true. It is true.
Yeah. If you'd had your soldier bomb from the front like a couple seconds earlier, it might have made the difference.
So we get like a really, really strong hold on first and waste, that's 5 minutes of the time on first. This game.
Yeah, I'm sort of surprised.
I've gone invis now, by the way.
Like the whole, oh dear me almighty.
Second has
the movement.
Yeah,
and then you wanted to go for this guy, it's just like... Nice aim.
And then the soldier came there.
Nice soldier.
Yeah. I mean, the medic was 70. If I'd hit them 3 shots, he'd have died, but I'm bad, so I missed. And then they're still on crits, which is really interesting, because they can't do anything. Like, they just generally can't break second because they're on crits. Like with Uber, I don't really think there's points hard to break at all, but they can't do anything. Because it's kind of all about getting up into your opponent's face.
If you push in without any form of advantage, sometimes it can be quite brutal.
But I mean, I'm trying my ass off to make sure they never catch us on surprise with the crits by just like constantly calling them out and shit. Trying to get a call on the medic and things.
Yeah, I don't know, you might have found it worked in scrims and stuff, it should be a dead, yeah.
So medic die again. That was just, the Pyro wasn't around and they were obviously trying to like press their momentum. Yeah, so... And then I called the sniper. I want to go for the sniper, but the MG here's my defloat.
I'm really struggling to see how you lose this game.
That's why you MGE, I suppose.
Yeah. That's that one MGE session I've done in my entire life I did yesterday. That's paying off, man.
Yeah.
So they contra on the left, and you know we've got a good hold on this point. This is now going on 3 minutes on second point after 5 on first. It's going pretty well. Div3 kind of takes way too much damage here and dies, which is really silly.
Yeah, Div3 just...
I was watching that, I was like, that's so dumb. You should have just backed away the second. There were like 2 people shooting at him.
It's a pretty big death, and Tea-Time just got mowed down by the heavy as well, so like you've got nothing to hold us.
But it ends up being alright though, because they're on crits and we're on Uber and they don't really achieve anything. The heavy's on the hill.
W strafe.
No, not intentionally. Possibly accidentally.
It's kind of like...
What is W strafe?
It's where you hold W and...
When you air strafe,
strafe.
on W.
So they have 100% crits now.
It just means you turn much slower.
This nearly works.
Oh, it's a cheat.
Suppose that's not watching.
The medic backed up, but just not quite in time.
Somewhat I wonder, like,
that was desperation,
maybe
really.
just like stabbed the pyro and just been like, well, whatever, I'll take that.
I really wanted to kill them with crits though, because you see a medic with 100% who you can possibly get, and I'm like, ooh, I'm gonna do this.
I want it.
No, it probably wasn't the best. I wouldn't have really thought I'd have got the stab on the pyro, to be honest. I was really hoping when I made the jump that I was going to land next to the medic rather than that far behind him.
What it would have seemed like there being is this pyro was checking on the left-hand side, and in that sort of little window you could have stabbed him, but it was always going to be that once the pyro had stopped checking that left side, he was always going to turn around, start flaming up his medic's ass. So I don't think there was ever a chance you were going to get that pick, whereas you could have got a pyro pick.
But I think the idea was that if he landed right behind
I was
the
trying to
medic,
land behind the medic,
then it
but
would
he
have
was
been
just I
fine.
just jumped
He
too
would
late
have
and he
been
was too quick. Just took me a little bit too long.
Too speedy.
Just a
That's
dark
one of the games you lose.
Yeah.
Definitely decloak here, go for this heavy.
Yeah, maybe you bring, and they're still on
Click
crits
between.
again. And then I get this shot and he dies to the flames from 2 times, which is nice.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah,
So
that's good. A little bit of extra damage.
No, they were really lax on their spy checking.
That was
So
a nice
annoying.
little, that was a nice little decloak. Shame it didn't work.
Yeah.
Oh, well, you landed quite a
Med's
few
dead.
shots on him.
Yeah,
Med's
I really nearly got the demo there. Like, honestly, when I did that like backward air strafe thing, I was just like so desperate to get that. I could like hear the frag movie going in my head. But Jody. But yeah, unfortunately, I fucked up the second jump after the nice strafe, so I didn't get him. Which is a bit of
That's a
nuts.
shame. Would be nice.
This is where it all goes downhill, James. This is where it all goes downhill.
That's really deep like
So they're gonna. I'm fairly certain that they're gonna use in, and I just jumped straight into his flames. I was trying to get around behind the medic into that alcove.
Where your corpse is, you probably could have hid on that barrel, like maybe.
I don't
For
know.
their heavy.
I was really just. I don't know. At this point, things had been going so well that I was kind of willing to take what kind of stupid risks.
I'm going for it.
I mean, I'd done so
really?
much at this point that I was, you know, it was a pretty exciting game. I was kind of hyped about the fact we might actually beat Unpoppable, and then
Yeah, why not?
Real black.
that wasn't very smart. Though, I will admit that last step. It really
We
wasn't.
crushed Unpoppable Marnix when the first time I played Heavy.
So they've crits in,
Yeah,
so I'm like,
I know,
right.
I remember watching.
Cool.
Yeah, I fucked that up so
Yeah,
badly,
wow.
like 2 stabs.
That's a
Real
shame.
fucking fucking down.
And now I really want this med pick, so I feed again, I think, for it. Oh no, I don't see two.
That's a shame.
It's not like you're not
Yeah, that's-
disposable anyway, I suppose.
I must have been flaming, like smoking as I went through there. I think I cloaked disguised too fast.
Yeah, maybe.
To
Or maybe
be
he just
fair-
anticipated it.
I don't know.
You did kind of bait in the demo to get a headshot.
I don't know. If I really wish I'd landed the shot on that medic, and I really should have landed them 2 backstabs. So there was no excuse for missing both of them. But hey, whatever.
The concept was fine, but it's a shame that you have poor mechanics.
2 minutes left.
Wow, that was just...
Nice, that's just cruel.
Isn't it? Oh, it's Mr. I playing easy.
Yeah, so I eat a load of rockets from that. I'm just like, has he seen me? And I'm fairly sure he hasn't. And I really want, because they've just critted in, but then he just...
This edge is a bit far back, isn't it?
Because they've critted in
That's
from the
a
left. So what happens now is our medic goes down, our heavy goes down, and we try and do, like, it's minute 40 on the clock, and we try and do a forward hold.
I can't believe you lost it. I honestly can't believe it.
Yeah. Like, we lose this in 30 seconds now, I think, pretty much. So we try and do this forward hold, and it's pretty much called like 3 times for the energy just to pick up his sentry and get back. And he just doesn't.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
we end up with the sentry going down.
You just picked Max though. Like I don't understand. What's going on?
bet-
Then Charizard finds me, or nearly finds me at least. And I'm trying to like run in a really unpredictable way now, so I'm like, well, I'm fairly sure he won't think I'll do this. But they have a medic, they have a
Is
conch.
this the
They're
third
just all
game
on the cart.
game, Joel?
Pyro finds me.
Yeah, that was a good spot. That was
And
a
we
good
have no
spot.
sentry, and like all of our team's dead. Like Neon's the only one alive, and they've got like crits.
Oh, they've got crits
They've
as
got crits. They've got a heavy. They've got conch.
Yeah,
and
it's
we
a
just
shame we didn't get that medic at the end there. That pyro sort of
if we'd moved that
really
sentry
close.
back and had it on last, we wouldn't have lost this. But
You had like 90%.
it was really unfortunate. I think we actually
That's-
defended better.
that's
We just made like that one mistake.
That's kind of one of those situations where it's getting so close to the end, and the defense team are getting a bit like lackluster and not really caring.
Yeah.
And then the offense really under pressure. They're just like, we need to go
Can't
forward,
believe
and
it.
everyone just walks forward in this
Yeah.
like ultra hyperactive state, and you just rolled over.
Yeah.
It was a ridiculous loss, to be honest.
But you know, yeah, we really shouldn't have lost that. It was still like a very fun game, so I'm not too angry about the fact we lost, but we definitely should have beaten Unpoppable. Like all the games were that close, really. Like ours, we capped with like 5 seconds on the clock, and there, and the last game they capped with like 20 seconds left on the clock. So
do you guys?
They were all
do you
very
guys
close.
Have some sixes to work on your squirrels?
Yeah. You know, 22 frags, and then like.
I was thinking we
6
could maybe
minutes.
try and reschedule our fucking official for that. I don't know.
Oh,
but
I
That'd
can
be
play
good.
official whenever. I'm free whenever. So.
I'd like to do the official tomorrow.